Gill, who's a Labour MP for Birmingham Edgbaston. Thank you very much for coming on. Do you think your Prime Minister now has done enough? Has he settled whatever nerves there might have been among his colleagues on the back benches? Morning to you.
Good morning. Well, look, I thought it was really important that the Prime Minister opened his statement yesterday with an apology. He accepted that he should never have appointed Peter Mandelson. I think that's right. I know that the Parliamentary Labour Party was really looking for Keir to make such a statement. I think it's important to say, though, that the vetting process is independent. It's got to be, because you want people to cooperate. And, you know, you've got to... it's quite absurd. I was on the doors this weekend. It's quite absurd, though, that we have a vetting process which is about protecting people, and that's absolutely right. But the fact that the Prime Minister has not been told that somebody has passed vetting is something quite absurd to all of us. But clearly what came out from the statement, that this is a process that exists within the Foreign Office, because actually all of the departments, when somebody hasn't passed their vetting, accept the decision, bar the Foreign Office. Now, it does raise a question about, is this a normal culture? Because why would it be that a permanent secretary, knowing full well everything that's going on, and that's in the public domain, why wouldn't he want to flag with ministers and the Prime Minister, who is fundamentally accountable to the House and the public? Is quite shocking.
But can I reverse that and, to use the words of your senior colleague Diane Abbott, or former colleague, I'm so sorry, former Labour, why didn't he ask? Why didn't he, Sir Keir, ask with such a high-risk appointment?
Well, I think he did, and I think that's what he set out in his statement, is how many opportunities the Foreign Office actually had to flag this issue. Let's not forget, the Cabinet Secretary, Chris Wormold, was asked to undertake a review. Even at the time that he undertook that review, the Foreign Office did not share the information that was clearly asked. I mean, I think there is a culture within the Foreign Office, clearly, that this is seen to be quite the norm, because why would it be that on such a high-profile issue like this, the Permanent Secretary did not think it was right to flag with a Minister or the Foreign Secretary? I think most people listening to this will equally find this quite absurd, that the Prime Minister of this country is fundamentally accountable to the public, and he wasn't informed.
But lastly, he comes out more like Manuel from Fawlty Towers, I know nothing, than the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He never knows anything if it goes against him.
Well, look, that's not true. He's got officials, that he trusts. He's got people around him that have got to carry out the duties and undertake the work that he's asking them to. He's relying on integrity because, of course, he can't be over the whole detail. I think what this situation has really meant is that the Prime Minister has to review this process. He's already put in place measures where the FCDO can no longer override such decisions. I think that is absolutely right. You know, people have got to have confidence in our politics and our democracy. And I think what this has alluded to is this is quite a precarious situation. Now, I think, the Prime Minister did not mislead the House. He's a man of great integrity. I think what he set out, most people will quite, like I said, will find absurd. Okay. And pleased that he is putting in a robust process in place.
Grateful for your time this morning. Thank you.